In the quiet corners of our bustling world where ambition meets the boundaries of reality, there resides a silent adversary. Its presence is often unnoticed, yet its grip is felt by all. This adversary doesn't roar, it whispers, luring us into a deceitful embrace of momentary escapes. It steals our most valuable asset, time. This adversary is known as procrastination. It's the book unwritten, the canvas unpainted, the idea unexplored. Procrastination doesn't discriminate. It visits the young, the old, the ambitious and the weary. It's the shadow that follows us, marking the gap between intention and action, between what could be and what is. Yet within this standstill lies a message, a call to awaken from our slumber of delay. It invites us to confront our fears, to embrace the discomfort of growth, and to step forward into the realm of action. Procrastination is not just a thief of time, it's a mirror reflecting our deepest struggles and our potential for change. This is the story of procrastination. The journey from inaction to purpose, from delay to decision. Welcome the Cause-Effect channel. Join us as we unravel the science behind procrastination and discover how we can reclaim our stolen moments, one intentional step at a time. Procrastination is often cloaked in mystery, misunderstood as mere laziness or a lack of ambition. But beneath the surface lies a complex web of emotions, fears, and desires. It's a universal challenge, transcending cultures, ages, and lifestyles, affecting each of us in profoundly personal ways. It's like having a mental tug-of-war with yourself, and it can be incredibly frustrating. But why do we procrastinate? Is it a flaw in our character or a natural response to an overwhelming world? The answer lies not in judgment, but in understanding the intricate dance between our minds and our emotions, between the society we live in and the expectations we set for ourselves. When faced with a task that triggers negative emotions, our brain sounds the alarm, sending signals of distress. Our mind often becomes overwhelmed by these signals, agrees to seek immediate relief, leading us to procrastinate. Now, let's clarify a few misconceptions about procrastination. First off, it's not a sign of laziness. Laziness is a lack of desire to do anything at all. Procrastination, on the other hand, is specifically about not wanting to do a particular task, even if you're busy doing other things. Secondly, procrastination isn't always about poor time management. You may be an expert at organizing your schedule, but still find yourself procrastinating. That's because it's more about managing your emotions than your time. And this brings us to the central difference between procrastination and laziness. While laziness is a passive state of inaction, procrastination is active. It's about actively avoiding a specific task, often by doing something else that feels more comfortable or less stressful. The emotional roots of procrastination are deeply intertwined with our fear of failure, fear of judgment, and even paradoxically, fear of success. Each task becomes a mirror reflecting our deepest insecurities and doubts about our capabilities. It's a way of coping with challenging emotions and negative moods induced by certain tasks, which often make you feel anxious, bored, overwhelmed, or insecure. But awareness is the first step towards change. By acknowledging the emotional drivers behind our decisions, we begin to dismantle its power over us. Procrastination is not a character flaw, but a sign that we need to address underlying emotional challenges. Confronting the emotional roots of procrastination requires courage and compassion, learning to navigate our inner emotional landscape, understanding our triggers and developing strategies to manage our emotional responses constructively. The good news is, with the right tools and strategies, it's a habit that can be broken. So let's journey together step by step towards overcoming procrastination. You're not alone in this, and with a little understanding and self-compassion, you can start to turn things around. The human brain, a masterful conductor orchestrating the symphony of thoughts and emotions, plays a significant role in why we procrastinate. It's like an invisible puppet master, pulling our strings and steering us away from our goals. Among several psychological triggers for procrastination is the fear of failure. It's a powerful deterrent, whispering in our ears that perhaps it's safer not to try rather than risk falling short. Yet it's precisely this fear that keeps us stuck in a loop, never allowing us to move forward and see what we're truly capable of. Another trigger is perfectionism. We convince ourselves that if we can't do something perfectly, it's not worth doing at all. But perfection is an illusion. It's a never-ending quest that keeps us from taking the first step. In reality, progress, no matter how small, is far more valuable than perfection. Then, there's the lack of motivation. Sometimes we just don't feel like doing anything. It's not that we're lazy. Our brains are simply wired to seek immediate gratification. And when a task doesn't offer an instant reward, it can be hard to muster the energy to tackle it. Speaking of our brains, let's not forget the role our brain's reward system plays in procrastination. Our brains love rewards. It's this love that often leads us to choose pleasurable activities over tasks that require effort, even when we know that those tasks are important. It's a bit like choosing a slice of cake over a plate of vegetables. The cake is instantly rewarding, while the benefits of the vegetables only become apparent in the long run. These psychological triggers make overcoming procrastination a challenge. But understanding them, recognizing their influence over our actions, is the first step toward taking back control. It's like shining a light on the puppet masters, making them visible and understanding how they operate. Once we do that, we can start to pull our own strings and guide ourselves toward the tasks that align with our goals. Recognizing these triggers can help us address the root cause of our procrastination. It's not just about pushing ourselves to do more, it's about understanding why we hold back and then taking steps to change our mindset and our habits. Once we do that, we can start making real progress toward overcoming procrastination and achieving our desired goals. Procrastination does more than just delay tasks. It's like a seemingly harmless cloud that over time transforms into a storm, wreaking havoc on our mental health and lives. Picture it as a silent thief, stealthily stealing away precious time and opportunities while leaving behind a trail of stress, anxiety, and guilt. In the short term, procrastination might seem like a benign companion, offering temporary relief from tasks we'd rather avoid. But beneath this illusion of comfort, it's slowly sowing seeds of stress and anxiety. As deadlines loom and tasks pile up, the stress intensifies, often leading to sleepless nights and a constant sense of unease. But the impact of procrastination doesn't stop at our mental health. It also bleeds into our personal and professional lives. Missed deadlines can lead to lost opportunities and strained relationships. In the work environment, habitual procrastination can tarnish reputations, hinder promotions, and even jeopardize careers. In our personal lives, the effects can be just as profound. Delayed decisions or actions can strain relationships as loved ones may feel neglected or undervalued. Procrastination can rob us of the joy found in accomplishments and the satisfaction derived from progress. It can prevent us from reaching our full potential and living fulfilling lives. The cost of procrastination can be high, but there are ways to combat it. Let's take a closer look into identifying our procrastination habits and offer practical, actionable strategies to overcome this silent thief of time and productivity. As dawn breaks on the horizon, we're reminded that every day brings a new opportunity to chart a different course, to turn the tide against procrastination. It's in this spirit of renewal that we explore strategies to break free from the cycle of delay, empowering ourselves to take action. Identifying your procrastination patterns is critical to overcoming it. Think of it as a detective game where you're the detective and the case is your own behavior. Start by observing your actions and emotions before you procrastinate. Is it a specific task you're avoiding, or perhaps a certain time of day when your energy dips? Next, pay attention to your thoughts. Are you doubting your abilities? Or maybe you're overwhelmed by the size of the task. These are your triggers, the elements that spark procrastination. Now let's do a quick self-assessment. For the following behaviors, give yourself a point if it resonates with you. Delaying tasks, avoiding difficult tasks, feeling overwhelmed by large projects, and spending excessive time on unimportant tasks. The more points you have, the more pronounced your procrastination habit is. Understanding your procrastination habits paves the way for effective solutions. Remember, self-awareness is the first step to change. Overcoming procrastination is possible with practical and actionable strategies. Let's start by acknowledging a simple truth. Big tasks can feel intimidating. That's why one of the most effective ways to combat procrastination is to break down these daunting tasks into smaller, more manageable parts. Think of it as taking a long journey. You wouldn't try to leap 100 miles in a single bound, would you? Instead, you'd break it down into a series of steps, each one bringing you closer to your destination. Next, set clear, achievable goals. When you know exactly what you're aiming for, it's easier to keep your eyes on the prize. But remember, these goals must be realistic. Overly ambitious goals can lead to feelings of overwhelm, which often triggers procrastination. So set yourself up for success by aiming for something achievable. Now, let's talk about time management. Techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you work for a set amount of time and then take a short break, can be incredibly effective. It's all about creating a sense of urgency, a ticking clock that keeps you focused and productive. Creating a motivating environment is another crucial strategy. Surround yourself with positivity and inspiration. This might mean decluttering your workspace or pinning up motivational quotes. Whatever it takes to stir that spark of motivation within you. Finally, let's touch on an often overlooked aspect: self-forgiveness and understanding one's limits. Everyone has off days. Days when the to-do list just seems too long and the motivation too short. That's okay. It's important to forgive yourself for these moments and understand that it's a part of being human. It's not about being perfect, it's about making progress, no matter how small. Remember, overcoming procrastination isn't about making massive changes overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps towards better habits and a more productive mindset. Implementing these strategies can help you gain control over your procrastination habits. With time and patience, you can transform the way you approach tasks and ultimately overcome procrastination. Preventing procrastination is about building long-term, positive habits. It's about fostering a mindset that embraces productivity and shuns stalling. This doesn't mean you should be on all the time. It's about finding a balance that works for you. Start by identifying your productive times and tailor your tasks around them. Are you a morning lark or a night owl? Use this knowledge to your advantage. Next, consider your environment. A clutter-free space can lead to a clutter-free mind. So take a moment to organize your workspace. Remember, consistency is key. The more you repeat a positive habit, the more ingrained it becomes. But don't forget to reflect and adjust your strategies regularly. Maybe a certain technique isn't working for you, or perhaps your goals have changed. It's okay to tweak your habits to better suit your needs. After all, this journey is about self-improvement, not self-punishment. Developing and maintaining positive habits can help you keep procrastination at bay. Procrastination is a common challenge, but it's not insurmountable. We've unmasked the hidden causes, dissected the psychology behind it, and explored its effects. We've identified ways to recognize your procrastination habits and offered practical solutions to overcome them. And remember, it's about building long-term habits that support productivity. Now the power is in your hands. Overcome, achieve, build, transform. Take the first step today. Share your experiences in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.